Good morning, guys. Excuse me. I'll take these yellows off. That's what I call them. My safety glasses. I call them yellows. I got a joke with my son. He was trying to get me to do something. I was like, do you see the yellows on? I don't work without those. Little safety gear action. All right, guys. So this is going to be a little short video on my way to where else, the equestrian ranch, the horse place. Sorry about the windshield wipers. I hope you don't get mad about that. Anyway, got my Guatemalan coffee, huh? Damn, throat's dry. We'll see if this camera thing stays up here. Either way, oh man, this guy must be in a hurry. He's a race car driver. Gotta love those young bucks. Anyway, guys, I already got the question. First of all, I want to say thank you. I have 19 subscribers on YouTube. Now, I know that doesn't seem like a lot to people, but these are real people, real subscribers. I used to play guitar for a guy in Tennessee. He's kicking it in Tennessee. He was a hip hop rapper, right? Totally fake dude. He was trying to be a damn gangster rapper before that, and then he tried to cash in on the hip hop, sorry. And he told me himself right out of his mouth that he paid for 50,000 subscribers on YouTube. To me, that's fake, man. That's building on a shaky foundation, right? I just want people to watch me who are entertained by me, as dumb as I am, right? Who want to see what I'm doing, as stupid as it is, right? Real people, real things, real, you know what I mean? Now, granted, one of those subscribers is one of my best friends, Damien, and one of those subscribers is my wife. So, but 17 people that I don't know that like to see what I'm doing. And I want to say I appreciate you. I've already had some comments from some cool people, and I appreciate it, man. I appreciate every one of you. You guys are awesome, and I don't know why you'd want to watch me, but hey, I appreciate it. Now, I have had the question already, the how much do you charge question, which is a simple question. I mean, and it's a good one, because there's people out here that want to do this. Obviously, that's why they're watching, and they see this guy starting off at the bottom. Okay, this guy's starting with some cheap gear. I can go to Harbor Freight and afford that shit. Let's get it. Let's get it going. So, and anybody that's going to beat around the bush and not tell you what they charge is just in a competitive mindset. Because if somebody asks me that wants to get the job done, wants me to work for them, hey, how much do you charge? What am I going to say? Well, it depends on the area that you, and it does depend on the area you live in, but the area that I live in, I charge a low amount. I charge $60 an hour with a 2-hour minimum. That means I'm not showing up to your place for less than 120 bucks. Now, Metal Anthony is told how much he charges. He's got another YouTube channel. He was over in Bradyville, which is close to Tampa, more in the country, and he charged $100 an hour with a 3-hour minimum. There's a guy a little further south that charges $80 an hour. I don't know his minimum. I just saw him on Craigslist. So there you go. Now, I watch a channel called Austin A. Ross Welding. It's Austin Ross. He's a cool dude. He's from the country. I don't know exactly where. Maybe Oklahoma, I think. And I don't know what he charges, but he said, no matter where you are on the planet, you shouldn't charge less than 60, right? And I figured that's a good place to start for somebody who's just starting off. Now, it's always been my dream to make $1 a minute, right? That's why I decided on 60 an hour, because that's $1 a minute, and that's more money than I've ever made my entire life. So, and a lot of times when it comes to the hourly rate, at first especially, you're going to have to guess, right? Because people are going to want to know a price, a big chunk. What is the deal? Out the door, motherfucker. So what you're going to have to do is guess, this is going to take me this amount of time, so I'm charging this much. I've overcharged for my time. Like that flooring place the other day, I made it 30 minutes under what I charged for. And I took a damn 30-minute lunch, so there you go. And then there's times like at this horse ranch, I went over on the beams, but made up for it on the doors. So there you go. And plus, I picked up a side job, which is what I'm going to go do today. There's another lady that, taking a turn. I hope the phone doesn't fall. But there's another lady up there that owns a pasture that has a horse ring feeder, hay feeder ring. I'm not really up to date on these horse terms. But she wants me to weld it up. Super thin tubing. I'll put a video out, whatnot. But that's the thing, guys. This is going to be a separate video, just what to charge, right? You charge, but you have to know your climate. You do have to know your area, right? I know back home in Tennessee, the super small town that I grew up in, you might not even be able to start there, It depends on what you're doing, too. I've heard people say, oh, you'll never make any money charging that. Well, motherfucker, no, not if I go out and buy the damn Miller Bobcat first thing, finance a truck, finance all this shit, and I have zero payments, guys. Hell, I didn't even have credit till this year. And my wife made me do that because she wants to buy land and a house and wants me to be fucking, responsible. I was always raised that if you can't pay cash, you don't deserve it, So that's the way I did, right? I had this truck. I got it for like, I think $5,000 with 120,000 miles on it. Not a bad deal. It's a F-150. It's not anything great. Yeah, I want the big thing, the big rig, the motherfucking Miller Bobcat, and yeah, and I tell you what, man, then my next big purchase on welder will be a Miller Bobcat. I'll save up for it and I'll do it, right? But I'm not going to start off that way because hell, you don't even know if you're going to fucking make it. So what am I doing? I've got a damn 13,000 watt generator hooked up to a damn Vulcan Commander 225, 100% duty cycle on 100 amps. Guess what? I'm staying right around 100 amps. 6011 will run on 90 amps. I think it's like somewhere around 90 amps is 100% duty cycle on the DC side of it. Does it AC and DC? I mostly weld in AC. That's a whole other video. But and it's pushing it just fine. It'll burn rod after rod. Those 22 beams I did both sides was just rod after rod after rod. I went through like 20 pounds of rods. So there you go. Never had a problem, never shut off, nothing. And it runs off a generator. I know this is not what this is about, but I saw a video from a guy that I have high respect for. It's like, hey, can you run a welder off of a generator? And he said, no, probably can't. He had a 4,000 watt generator. I'm like, hell no. You're going to need 6,500 watts at least for a generator. You need to find out what your generator will pump, you know what I mean, and what it wants, and then double that. That's why I got a whole home 13,000 watt. Plus, it's going to help me. I live in Florida, hurricanes, double up on that. And I got it on sale. My whole setup was like $1,500 for the welder and the generator. I got the generator on sale on Amazon. It's got a warranty, I think 3-year warranty or something, 2-year for commercial or something like that, 1 year. And it's $1,500. Now I looked at my options, and there were other welder generators for, I think the Vulcan, whatever it's called, was like almost $2,000. The Hobart was like $2,200. They only had DC, and they only went up to like 145 amps. So, my DC side will go up to 150. My AC will go up to 225. I'll never be there, right? And I love AC. Like I said, different video. Charge, what you think that you deserve, but also at the same time, you got to know where you stand. I know I'm not IC Weld. I know I'm not, he probably charges a lot more. I know I'm not On Fire Welding. I'm not these guys that have been doing it a lot longer, that know a lot more shit than I do about it. So I'm starting off small. I'm welding small stuff. And guess what, guys? At that price, I'm staying busy. You see, I'm doing jobs all the time. I worked 13 days straight on my first job. It was a big chunk of money. And at that price, I made enough on that job at the equestrian ranch, just the first run through, to pay for all the equipment that I had bought to start this. And yeah, guys, all my shit's from Harbor Freight or the cheapest shit you can find on Amazon. Or not the cheapest, but almost. But I do a lot of research, man. I'll sit and go through reviews, page after page after page of reviews, note the dates. You got to do your research on the equipment. But charge what you're worth, not what your equipment's worth. You got to fucking start off, you know, small, you know, get you a little setup. I mean, hell, MCF Welding, he's got nice welders. He welds for a living at a job, and he does side hustle. He just take a little MIG welder out with him, run it off a generator, take a little stick welder out with him, and just throw it in the trunk of his damn car. You know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do to get started. But man, and I'm not here to give anybody advice on how to do shit and this and that. You see, I've struggled. You know, you're gonna run into shit that's gonna frustrate the hell out of you, and that's just the way of it. But charge what you think you're worth. I wouldn't charge less than 60, but that's a good living, man. I'm telling you, $60 an hour. Think about it. You know, you go work 8 hours at a job. Are you gonna pull that in a week? You know what I'm saying? Or how much are you going to pull in a week? I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm not good at math. I was going to do it in my head and be real smart, but I can't even think. You know, 6 hours is $360, you know? So there you go. And then you have to guess. So charge what you think you're worth. You know, some guys I know are charging 120. There's guys with shops. They got to pay overhead. I built my trailer. It's not back there. I built my trailer. It cost me like $500 to build that thing out of old used bed frames. Come on now, you gotta put the work in to get it done too. I had to build a lot of shit and do a lot of shit so I could get off a little cheaper, right? If you're gonna go finance everything and then be like, I can't make enough just charging, I mean, that's kind of your problem. You know what I mean? You gotta start off, man. If you're trying to make it, and if you can weld and you can work hard, you can start. I mean, you can build your own shit. Hell, honestly, I built that trailer, and now I wish I would have built a topper on my truck that opened up like that, and that's probably what I'm going to do next. So that way I ain't even got to pull the trailer, or have the trailer for extra shit. You know, if I have to do a big job, I take the trailer and the topper. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'm after that Miller Bobcat, but for right now, it's Vulcan Commander all the way. And, you know, and I keep picking up jobs. These guys got an aluminum trailer. Well, guess what? Now I got to go get a damn MIG welder with a spool gun. And I'm going to do that and let my company, my business pay for it, and then go do that job and then go do a bunch of other fucking aluminum jobs. You know what I mean? They'll come. All you got to do too is get out there and put your card out. Literally just walk in places, man. Hey, how's it going? That's how I got this job. And then the guy that got me the job builds metal buildings. He said, I'm building jobs. He said, I've turned down jobs because I didn't have a welder, you know, because his brother was doing it and he's retired. And he didn't have, and now you see the climate we're living in, not a lot of people have the skill or want to work. You know, I don't know anybody that wants to fucking work, but you got to. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go to work every day, but guess what? I'll go crazy if I sit at home, so I got to do something. And I need to survive. But yeah, he got me the job. So what I did, and this wasn't even my idea, it originated as my friend's idea, to give him a case of beer or something, give him some beers. And then my wife's like, nah, you grew up in Tennessee, take him some Jack Daniels. We live 10 minutes from where they made Jack Daniels and George Dickel, you know, right in the center between those two towns. And little side note, those are dry counties, so you can make the liquor there, but you can't sell it there. Weird. But yeah, so I took him the biggest bottle of Jack I could. I said thanks. He damn near teared up, was like, man, nobody's ever done this, you know, because the people aren't super grateful. And then he's like on the ball. He said, yeah, I talked to those people at the horse place. He said, they're going to give your name to everybody. Those horse people have money, right? They're going to give your name to everybody. So I'll pick up jobs that way. He said, I got some jobs I'm bidding on. I'm going to need you to come up to, you know, Palm Beach or whatnot or wherever and do some jobs. So there you go, man. Just getting your name out there. And if you're going to do it, make sure you go above and beyond to get the job done. You make sure, you know, with these holes, I knew the maintenance guy couldn't drill these holes. He didn't have time. He had a bunch of other shit to do. Probably couldn't do it. You know, he probably didn't know how to do it. And so I bought the equipment to get it done. And now I've got that equipment for future use and whatever. I don't know. I'm rambling now. So either way, guys, that's what I charge. Sorry. I get excited when I realize I got this Guatemalan coffee. It's the best. So yeah, charge whatever the fuck you want. That's basically it. Bye.